Hey guys, Mr. Becklin. Hope you guys are all doing well. Be coming at you guys a few times a week with a couple videos. The email I sent last week, you guys saw that we are going to be covering this unit a little bit differently than we would if we were in the classroom with the Unit 6 and 7 book. So there'll be a series of learning targets that we'll be looking at. You can expect probably 2 videos from me each week, and I may throw in a few other videos as well for you to check out, and then a couple practices. If there's any questions that you have on the videos or the practices or anything that just comes up in general, go ahead and just comment right underneath this Google Doc that you guys opened up in the Google Classroom. And that way I can kind of organize questions. And then when we meet on Thursdays for our Zoom meeting, our optional Zoom meeting, you can ask those questions. And also those Zoom meetings are just going to kind of be an opportunity for me to see you guys. So you can also email me, because I think if you post, everyone can see the post. So if you didn't want everyone to see the question, you could also email me and I can kind of organize things that way as well. All right, for these notes, you're going to want to have a pencil and a piece of paper, blank piece of paper. And at the beginning, I'll usually have some things written down like I do now. And I just ask you guys just go ahead and pause the video, and then you can write down the things that you already see, and then we can go and get started. So go ahead and pause the video now and write down the stuff that you see there on the screen. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So we have 3 tables here. This learning target's titled A New Change. So 3 of the tables here, 2 of them we've actually already dealt with these situations in the past. They're functions that we've talked about before. The first one here, look a little closer here. As our inputs increase by 1, our outputs appear to be doubling consecutively upon each previous. And we know when outputs double or increase by a constant factor, we know those are exponential functions. All right, and looking at our second table here, as our x's or inputs increase by 1, we can see that our outputs are increasing not by a constant factor, but by a constant difference or constant change. We know that's linear when it's growing by a constant rate. I'm just going to go ahead and call that a constant change. All right, so then that brings us to our third one. And like I said, we've already done 2 that you guys know, so you know this is probably going to be the different one, and you probably have an idea what we're going to call this one, but let's look at why. All right, so as we can see, our inputs here are increasing by 1. Our outputs, we kind of look to see, do we see any patterns? We do see a doubling, and then it doubles, but then it doesn't double. All right, so it's not a constant factor. If it's not a constant factor, I guess I'll look, does it have a constant change? You can see this goes up by 2, this goes up by 4, this goes up by 6. So we do kind of see a pattern here. We don't see a constant change like we do over here with linear functions, but we do see a pattern here. We actually, if we go another, I guess we'll call this another change. If we look at the change of the change, we can see that it is a constant. So we'll call this a constant second change. And if we see a constant second change, this is a quadratic function. All right, so we can identify a quadratic function from a table if the second change is constant. And that's going to be our first learning target. So there's going to be a practice that's attached to this one. There'll be another video tomorrow. We're going to dig into something else in learning target 2. If you have any questions, go ahead and you can post them underneath the Google Doc or email me. And I think I put another video in there for you today that you can check out. Thanks, guys.